Anton Daniels, a self-professed good guy, success story, and leader of Black men on YouTube, seems to have a problem with Cynthia G and her using a clip of him ranting about Black women and how they're worse than white supremacy and how Black children need to be thrown out and the community started over with a new group of women. This from a man who describes himself as a pillar of the community. On a recent live on the Lapeef Network, this is what he said, and Cynthia G highlighted it on her video.
You want to know what's really wrong with the Black community? Is that the woman is out of her purpose and she's not a helpmeet no more. Yep. She's the enemy. She's more of an enemy than the white man ever has. She's more of an enemy than anybody in history has ever been to the Black community, because she's the very person that comes in with deceit and looks to use you and then disperse of you when she's done with you. And then she'll move on when it's all said and done, and then say, well, what about the kids? Fuck them kids and fuck that woman too. Throw that hoe out with the bathwater. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. Start the fuck over. Get a whole new group of women, and then fix the community that way.
Cynthia G is one of those type of people that don't highlight the good with the bad, and I'm going to tell you why. I've declared over the weekend. I slept on it. I thought about it. I took it into consideration, and I looked at all my available options as far as who are the different people that's actually holding the Black community back from being successful. Who are the different people that's holding us back from a cultural perspective? Let's take the Black part out of it, because I rock with people based off of the content of their character and not necessarily just the color of their skin. Who are the people that are actually preventing us from being successful in our families, from having the freedom to do the things that actually add the most value to our life? And who are the biggest hindrances of what it is that we have going on within our culture?
What I've noticed about Anton is that he loves to talk a lot without really saying anything. What exactly does he mean going on in our culture? He speaks as if he's saying that the Black community collectively has something going on, but he never says what the something is.
You need to pay attention to the fact that they're declaring you, the womb that gives them life, as their enemy. Check your creation, Black women. They can sit up here and talk about how you've betrayed them by taking welfare. They can say whatever they want to. These are all projections.
Let's start there. Let's start there. This is the very woman that throws shame, insults, guilt, need to be right. Can't wait to throw an insult. But let me tell y'all how y'all move a little bit differently, fellas. And this is a clue for y'all, a hint for y'all. And then we're going to come back over to Cynthia G really quickly, right? She said it's all a projection. A projection of what? Of reality? It's all a projection of what? Reality? Because I can't project something that I don't see. I can't project something that I don't know. And the beautiful thing, and fellas, she had no response to the actual video where I said and substantiated exactly who I was. Married, 20 years almost, 2 decades since I was 22 years old, successful, never been arrested, travels a lot, give more Black women jobs actually that work for me than Black men, phenomenal father, a reflection of the thing that I would advocate my daughter to be, never cheated before, married a Black woman, never come from divorce, don't know what it looks like. My whole family is married. All 3 of my brothers married to their first wife, never been divorced. All of our kids are college educated, successful. Pour back into the community, mentor for young boys 14 through 24, actually give back to my community in the form of money, resources, jobs, and I give scholarships over to my guys that I mentor that are educated. Some of them still work for me. One of them is actually my editor. Sometimes y'all can catch him sitting in my games, sitting in my seats at the games, at the Pistons game.
He's running down a list of regular achievements that men in other communities do with their eyes closed. Being married, never being arrested, mentoring boys, traveling. And he seems to be mentioning these things as if to counteract the vile things he said about black women and children.
Instead of, see, she can't say it's a projection when everything that I've lived is a reflection of greatness. And so what they then do is throw a pot shot here and there because, see, she'll call Kevin Samuels all that he is or all that she thinks that she can get away with simply because he's not here to defend himself anymore. She calls him all kind of fucking names, kitten and heels, all of this shit.
Understand that Cynthia G called Kevin Samuels kitten in heels when he was still here. Now she calls him worm food, and I'm not mad at it.
See, Cynthia G is darkness. She wouldn't wish good on you. She has not highlighted and championed one black man that she thinks is actually a good example, because it's the same thing that I have smoke for when I'm talking about a lot of these people within the community. When you talk to somebody that's running in the oppression Olympics, or when you talk to somebody that's running in the victim Olympics, and you say, okay, I acknowledge the plight that your ancestors went through, cool. They're dumbfounded. And the reason that they're dumbfounded is because they're not there to find a solution. They're there to be validated. And then they're there also to profit off of you getting angry and wanting to protest, similar to the same way that Black Lives Matter.
This man is all over the place, and he just loves to hear himself talk. But he never gives an argument as to how Cynthia G is wrong. He says that black women are the biggest enemy to black men, and that Cynthia G is worse than white supremacy. He's just expressing how his feelings are hurt, and how she didn't acknowledge his very regular accomplishments.
See, I'm going to break down the Wicked Witch of the East. I'm going to break her down piece by piece, video by video. This is literally the prototype of the woman that I highlighted in that video when I said that black women are the biggest enemy, not all, are the biggest enemy to black men. More than the white man, more than feminism, more than anybody in history, the black woman, specifically prototype, Cynthia G, is the biggest enemy to black men specifically. And I'm going to help you to understand. Let me play a little bit more of this video.
The reality of it is you have given birth to and given life to the most treasonous bandits who have ever graced the planet. And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter how much they complain about you, the proof is in the pudding. When you go out to other groups of men, you have better results. They don't. End of story. And that's really what this video is about. This video is about a trash bag king, a struggle bandit, a passport bro who decided to go get himself a feisty preference, and then when she found out that she was getting the same black man, she reacted accordingly. And
now think about this for a second. Has never ever highlighted, celebrated, gave an example of what women should be looking for when it comes to other men or even black men.
Cynthia G doesn't give advice on what women should be looking for to get into a relationship with a black man. In fact, it is her goal to detach black women from black men, to recognize their pathology, and to wake black women up from their worship of these men.
I'm trying to push as many of these bandits away as I can. If y'all haven't known yet, yes, I am here to divide. I'm not here to unify black women with any struggle bandit. I am trying to cause as much division as I possibly can, because you needed to be divided.
The reason that she will never ever give a solution is because she's capitalizing off of your pain. I'm not even talking to the fellas. I'm talking to the women. She's capitalizing off of your pain. She will never, ever help.
Cynthia G is very clear on the solutions she proposes to bring about change in the community. First, for black women to close out their womb and stop birthing their enemy into existence. 2, raise your standards, boundaries, and expectations. 3, be mindful of the fact that no matter what the income level, the education level, the career choice, or whether he comes from a 2-parent home, you will get the same black man. 4, Stop worshiping black men and calling them kings with no kingdom. And these are just a few examples of the solutions Cynthia G has for black women. So Anton, please stand down.
Let's look at why can't we use myself as an example? Why we can't throw a paperwork party? Why we can't show the receipts? You want, okay, I'll tell you all I bring. If we do a paperwork party, this is my challenge to her. This is my challenge to her. Because if you're not the problem, right, and we're the problem, this is an official challenge, okay? If black men are the problem and you are the spokesperson for black women, and I would volunteer to be the spokesperson, I volunteer as tribute to be the spokesperson for black men. How about we do this? How about we do this? Let's have a paperwork party. We can compare and contrast. We can do my net worth versus your net worth. We can do my relationship status versus your relationship status. We can do my family versus your family. We can do we can do my daughter's grades. We can do marriage certificates. We can do birth certificates. We can span the entire gamut of whatever it is that you feel like is necessary in order to show transparency, to show where the real problem lies. If you are the voice of black women and I am the voice of black men, I challenge you to a paperwork party to show exactly what that looks like when it comes to what a successful person or what a spokesperson or what a reflection of the community is supposed to be. If you are a reflection of the community, if your background, your finances, your household income, whether or not you're married or not, whether or not you're creating a strong foundation for whomever your children are in order for them to be able to be raised and to be in a strong two-parent household, because we know statistically that being raised in a two-parent household actually makes you less dependent, less likely to go to jail, more likely to be educated, more likely to be a lot more successful when it comes to your finances. So I volunteer as tribute. Let's use ourselves as an example. Let's not do any more reaction videos on struggle bandits. Huh? How about we use ourselves and hold ourselves accountable? Let's get the beam out of our own eye so that we can substantiate exactly who should be the voice of the community. Because if it's you versus a person like me, there is no competition.
I let all that play out so that you can see that he loves to talk. He loves to talk about himself, and he loves to compare himself to women. But when faced with the opportunity to compare his regular accomplishments to white men, he clams up. He has nothing to say. He weasels out and says he wants to cede his time. This so-called accomplished pillar of the community wants to cede his time. And by the way, Anton, the word is concede.
Caucasian people have gone across this whole planet, this entire planet, dominating and conquering. Would you say that the Caucasian human is then the prize?
I want y'all to let Anton respond on that. Anton, what are your thoughts about that now?
I'm willing to cede my time on this subject. This is y'all wild. Y'all are absolutely wild on this one. I'm gonna cede my time. Go ahead, y'all. I'm gonna let Mr. Luck go take that.
How can you believe in somebody that don't even have the results that you're looking for, women? How can you believe in somebody that actually don't have the results that you're looking for, ladies? How is she not a struggle bandit? How is it not the pot calling the kettle black?
Why are you whining and crying in videos talking about my content is dangerous? And I'm talking to some black women that you don't even want. So these are the black women that you don't want. You don't like them. They too masculine. They too uncooperative. They way too much. They too manly. But you sitting up whining and crying and complaining because of what I'm saying to them. Why do you care? There should not be a bandit that gives a damn about anything that I say on my platform, because I'm talking to women that you don't want. You have other options. You have options out of the country. Becky was an option. So why do you care about what I say to a group of women who are not even an option for you? You don't even want them. You don't like them. You think they're too loud and too annoying. So why do you care if I talk to them or not? Why do you care if I tell them that you're the one that's the loud and the annoying one? You the one with the nasty attitude. You're the one that can't make a relationship work with no group of women. You're broke. You're dusty. You're dependent on another man. You're expendable. You got crust in your eyes and skid marks in your drawers. You can't even afford the passport that you're bragging about. If you do go out of the country, you will get stuck. You turn Becky into a single mother, Maria and Ling Ling too, and now none of these women want you. They're the problem. And that's what they have an issue with. The reason they have a problem is because I'm telling you that you are not the problem, they are the problem. And that's why they keep bouncing from demographic of women to demographic of women, because they keep striking out. And these women keep finding out, oh, these are the same struggle bandits that I've been getting. Them foreign women, they will find that out too. It's not going to take them that long though. It's not going to take them that long to figure out they getting the same struggle bandits. And rather than these struggle bandits just fixing themselves and becoming more suitable mates and desirable males, they're sitting up here trying to manipulate you. You ain't got nothing to manipulate nobody with. Who cares? Take your raggedy passport and get lost. We busy anyway. We too busy becoming the entrepreneurs. We're too busy trying to fix our credit. We're too busy building communities while you're sitting in here in the lap of failure. We're trying to make it so that we can sit in the lap of luxury. While you over here creating single mothers and baby mamas, we over here lowering the rate that we're getting pregnant. Because our birth rate done dropped too, and it needs to drop some more. I'm trying to push as many of these bandits away as I can. If y'all haven't known yet, yes, I am here to divide. I'm not here to unify Black women with any struggle bandit. I am trying to cause as much division as I possibly can, because you need it to be divided. You need it to be separated from these struggle bandits who have nothing to offer to you. They are leeches. They are like blood-sucking leeches who are feeding off you, and they've been feeding off of you. You do not need to open your womb to them. Don't open your wallet. Don't open your legs if you don't want to. Close, shut it down. You have the power to shut it down. They can't shut shit down but they mouth, and they keep running it. Full of dick, but they still manage to keep running it. Okay, they run nothing but their mouths. That's the only thing they run. They don't even run the platform that they sitting up on complaining like some bitches. You don't even run that either. Because if at any point YouTube choose to kick you off, or Instagram, you're gonna be whining and crying just like Bootsy was doing and begging to get back on the planet, because you don't run that either. You run your raggedy ass mouth and that's it. And I don't know if you noticed yet, but ain't nobody scared or intimidated by you. Ain't nobody over here worried about you. You bandits are sitting up there thinking I'm worried about what a bandit got to say. Please, okay? I don't give a damn about what no bandit sitting up there talking about. You don't scare me. You don't intimidate me. I already understand you're nothing but bitch status in society, and it ain't gonna change because you ain't gonna change it. You don't have the balls to change it. If you could have changed it, you would have been changed it. Instead, you want to go cower away and nest under another woman. You're pathetic to me. And I want y'all to understand that. You're pathetic. I don't see manhood here. I see pussy. That's what I see. A bunch of cowardly, neutered, castrated bucks trying to cling to something to manipulate a group of women who don't care about what you got to say no more. No one cares. Your days of manipulation is over. They're numbered. Take your little passport, book a flight on Spirit Airlines and get lost, bitch. Okay?